Imagine stepping into any activity in Destiny 2, nightfalls, dungeons, raids, and freezing everything in sight. I'm talking about non-stop crowd control, where enemies are trapped in icy prisons, locked down by a storm of stasis power, and unable to move while you dominate the battlefield. This build doesn't just freeze enemies, it creates massive frozen zones, ensuring nothing escapes your control. But it doesn't stop there. With this setup, you'll be cycling your grenade, melee, and class ability back to back, ensuring that your power is never on cooldown. And thanks to constant energy generation, your super will be ready more often, letting you obliterate enemies with ease. Plus, we're leveraging the power of trace rifle mods introduced in Act 2, making this build more lethal than ever. Welcome to Insightful Gaming. If you love game-breaking builds like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more insane Destiny 2 content, and most importantly, join my Discord. The link is in the description. Come play with me, ask questions, and even join my clan if you need a fire team. We're growing our community, so come join in the fun. Now, let's dive into the exotic armor that makes this build truly overpowered. At the heart of this build is the exotic chest piece, Rimecoat Raiment, and its unique perk, Bleak Domain. This isn't just about throwing down a turret and hoping for the best. This is about turning every Bleak Watcher you summon into an unrelenting fortress of ice and storm. Your turrets gain extended range, meaning they lock down larger areas, freezing enemies before they can even react. But here's where it gets even better. Each turret is surrounded by stasis crystals and an active storm. Enemies that wander too close? Frozen. Enemies at range? Slowed and shattered. And as you stand within the storm, you generate icicles over time. These icicles aren't just for show. When you fire your weapon, they activate, applying slow to targets they hit. This means that every shot you take adds to the crowd control, keeping enemies locked down longer and setting them up for shatter damage. To complement this, we're pairing the build with the Aegis Scepter, a trace rifle that's perfectly tuned for this setup. Its intrinsic perk, Aegis Call, allows it to slow and freeze enemies on kill. This not only synergizes beautifully with the Rimecoat's icicle mechanic, but also means that every time you chain kills with Aegis Scepter, you're extending the frozen chaos across the battlefield. Plus, as trace rifle mods are now stronger with Act 2's updates, Aegis Scepter becomes even more of a powerhouse, feeding into the loop of freezing, slowing, and shattering. Together, Rimecoat Raiment and Aegis Scepter transform you into a walking glacier. Enemies won't just be slowed, they'll be locked in place, helpless as you decide their fate. This combo is the core of the build's power, and every other element is designed to amplify this synergy. In Act 2, 4 new artifact mods significantly enhance the power and utility of trace rifles, perfectly complementing our Aegis Scepter-focused build. Overload Trace Rifles allows uninterrupted fire to stun Overload champions, making it essential for high-end content. Beam Medic provides healing to you and nearby allies on rapid Trace Rifle final blows, boosting survivability during intense encounters. Harsh Refraction amplifies Trace Rifle damage against enemies afflicted by matching elemental debuffs, ideal for our Stasis build, as frozen or slowed targets will take increased damage. Lastly, Limit Break increases super damage when casting while critically wounded or under an elemental buff. Together, these mods not only make Aegis Scepter a powerhouse for freezing and clearing enemies, but also amplify the entire build's synergy, ensuring relentless crowd control, faster ability regeneration, and stronger overall performance in every encounter. The core of this build is the Winter's Wrath super, turning you into an unstoppable force of freezing destruction. With its ranged stasis projectiles, you'll lock enemies in place and shatter them instantly, clearing waves and controlling entire zones with ease. Your Healing Rift ensures you stay alive during the most chaotic moments, giving you a reliable safety net as you control the battlefield. For melee, we are using Arcane Needle. The grenade choice is now the Cold Snap Grenade, which is absolutely perfect for this build. It seeks out enemies, freezing them automatically and ensuring you can chain freezes across multiple targets. Paired with the Bleak Watcher aspect, these grenades turn into powerful long-range turrets, amplifying the freeze potential and locking down entire enemy zones. For aspects, Bleak Watcher is the foundation of control. It converts your Cold Snap grenade into an automated stasis turret that locks down enemies within its radius. But the true power comes with the Rimecoat Raiment exotic, which extends turret range and surrounds them with stasis crystals and storms, freezing enemies faster and creating larger zones of control. For our second aspect, we are using Hellion for the solar mortar that lobs flaming projectiles at distant targets. The fragments are chosen to maximize your energy loop and empower every kill. Facet of Dawn ensures that powered melee hits make you radiant, boosting weapon damage, and melee final blows extend that radiance to nearby allies, creating a team-wide buff cycle. Facet of Hope accelerates class ability regeneration, while you have an elemental buff like Radiance. Facet of Balance keeps the ability loop flowing. Rapid kills with light damage grant melee energy, while darkness damage grants grenade energy. This means every frozen and shattered enemy directly fuels your next grenade or melee attack, keeping the momentum going. Next, we are using Facet of Purpose for Frost Armor when you pick up Orb of Power. Facet of Ruin enhances every shatter, increasing the size and damage of stasis crystal explosions. Perfect for clearing enemy groups with massive area bursts. Finally, Facet of Protection increases your damage resistance when surrounded, and that resistance is amplified while transcendent, keeping you alive during the toughest moments. This isn't just crowd control, it's total battlefield domination, with enemies frozen, shattered, and eliminated in an endless cycle. The armor mods in this build are specifically chosen to enhance ability uptime, damage output, and survivability, all while feeding into the loop of darkness energy generation. Every mod works in tandem with your abilities, aspects, and fragments to ensure that you're freezing, shattering, and regenerating abilities without interruption. Starting with the helmet, we have Heavy Ammo Finder and Special Ammo Finder to ensure you're consistently stocked with ammo for Aegis Scepter, keeping its freeze and shatter potential at maximum. The third slot is dedicated to Stasis Siphon, which generates orbs of power on rapid stasis weapon kills. This is crucial for feeding back into your ability loop and empowering your armor charge mods. Moving to the gauntlets, the first essential mod is Firepower, which generates orbs of power when you get grenade final blows. Since your Cold Snap grenades are converted into stasis turrets, they are constantly freezing and leading to easy shatters. You'll be generating orbs frequently. Bolstering Detonation is another key mod, granting class ability energy when your grenade hits enemies. Lastly, Impact Induction rounds out the setup by reducing your grenade cooldown when you cause damage with your melee attack. Since Arcane Needle is fast and consistent, you'll be rapidly regenerating grenade energy, ensuring that your Cold Snap grenades are always ready to freeze enemies. For the chest armor, this is where you tailor your defenses based on the activity. Whether it's concussive dampener, sniper resistance, or melee resistance, pick mods that match the threats of the encounter. This ensures you're staying alive while in the thick of battle, especially when surrounded and triggering Facet of Protection for added resilience. On the leg armor, it's all about pushing your stasis weapon damage to the limit. 3 stasis weapon surge mods will give you a significant boost in damage while you have an active armor charge. Since you're generating orbs frequently with Stasis Siphon and Firepower, these damage buffs will be consistently active, ensuring that Aegis Scepter hits even harder and freezes enemies faster. Finally, the Warlock Bond is designed to maximize your ability uptime. Bomber reduces grenade cooldowns whenever you use your Rift, ensuring your Cold Snap grenades are always ready. Outreach reduces melee cooldowns when you use your class ability, ensuring your Arcane Needle is always ready to finish off frozen targets. Lastly, Reaper generates orbs of power on weapon final blows after using your class ability. This means every time you drop your Rift, your first weapon kill will generate an orb, feeding back into your armor charge loop and keeping your damage surges active. This build is all about relentless control and endless darkness energy generation. With enhanced Bleak Watcher turrets, freezing enemies becomes effortless, while Aegis Scepter and your Winter's Wrath Super ensure nothing escapes. If you're ready to dominate every encounter with unstoppable freezing power, this is the build for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've got ideas or tweaks. Until next time, control the field, shatter the enemy, and stay deadly.